It's the Mr. Marty Show.
What one's that? Grab a harmonica, let's go. Okay. You know where to go. What key is that?
D.
D?
No, D.
D as in dog? All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What a show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. The Mr. Marty Thanksgiving show. Well, we got keepers here. And she's quite fond of the pond. She wants to jump and eat the seaweed. Well, she's hungry for that seaweed. Everybody knows seaweed makes you glow. On the Mr. Marty Show, Mr. Marty Show, Mr. Marty Show. Take it away, Anya. Show, the Mr. Marty Show, oh, 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 the Mr. Marty Show, the Mr. Marty Thanksgiving Show, Mr. Marty Thanksgiving Show, 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 show.
Albuquerque is a turkey, and he's bothered and he's fun, and he wobbles and he gobbles and he ups. He's the best pet that you can get, better than a dog or cat. Not likely. He's my Albuquerque turkey, and I love him because that. He once told me very frankly he prefers
Is that the song? Yeah. That was very nice.
when I was 8 years old. My dad went to a turkey shoot, and he won. And he brought the turkey home. It was all feathered, still alive. He killed it. Then he proceeded to hang it up on the clothesline by clothespins. And we had a lady staying with us to help take care of my mom. Well, I was 8 years old and she asked me to help her. She was from France and she had lived on a farm, and so this was kind of normal for her. She knew what she was doing. So I had to get on a step stool and I had to make sure the turkey did not come down. It was held up by clothespins, and I stood there with my two little hands holding on to its dead feet as she proceeded to pluck out one by one each feather. And if she had one that just wouldn't come out, then she would get the pliers and she would go in and she would pull until it was all done. You'd think I'd have to let go then, but no. She had to go and get some butter, rub it on her hands, go over the bird, and make sure that every quill was out. And when she found one that wasn't quite out, she'd have to dig and dig and dig until it came out. And then there was the beheading, which I didn't want to watch, but I kind of peeked and I did watch. Well, they cooked that turkey that I had named Tommy, and for about 4 years, I never would touch a turkey. I did not want to be in a room with a cooked turkey. So my disaster may have been in my head. It had been done years ago. That's how they killed things and made them ready to eat. But for that little 8-year-old, it was traumatizing. And for Tommy, I think it was a little more traumatizing.
So my Thanksgiving story, it's not really a disaster, but it's one that sort of comes to mind as something that was unusual. One year we were having a lot of people who said they were going to come, and we got like a giant bird, it was like 27 pounds or something. And for whatever reason, everyone who we'd invited who said they were coming ended up cancelling. So it was just me and my husband with this enormous bird, and we decided that it would be an excellent opportunity to test out convection cooking, because we've got a convection oven that we'd never actually used before. And we thought, well, we'll try it, and if it's a disaster and doesn't work, we're not going to disappoint anyone but ourselves. And lo and behold, it actually worked. It cooked this bird, like 27 pounds, in about 2.5 or 3 hours, and it was really good. So that was the one story that comes to mind when I was thinking about Thanksgiving. Not a disaster, it actually worked out quite nicely, although we had more turkey than was right. But so that's it. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, hey there, everybody. We continue along with our One-Eyed Wolf project, part of the One-Eyed series, very inaugural painting of this series. And as you can see, we've made some progress here. Certainly getting a little bit of the definition in the fur, and it's really starting to kind of come a little more wolf-like as we go along. And glad you're along for the ride. Can't wait to see what we come up with this next session.
Marty fans. Ma Gilmore here. Happy Thanksgiving. We're talking about gratitude and how much gratitude we should have this year. Looking back 12 months ago, we were in lockdown. Some of us were unable to see our families for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, unless it was on a Zoom call. But now we are coming out of it, and we have so much to be grateful for. My gratitude is for my family and my friends, and for this show, which brings me closer to you. But I have a friend in Carol Lang, and she has summed up so much into her gratitude. She sent me lines of what gratitude meant to her. So I'm going to encompass that into my own gratitude. First, Carol says, I'm thankful for family and our traditions, and for family and friends that love and who I can love. She's very thankful for the beauty of nature, which nurtures both mind and soul. Think of that, this beautiful autumn day. The leaves are so bright, and it makes your soul so gently kind towards others. She also says that she's grateful for empathy, which connects us all to sentient souls. And this one, I hadn't even thought, even though it's one of my most beautiful memories, of the fragrant wood smoke on chilly afternoons while I walk, and while the gardens are readied for the winter slumber. She's also thankful for the realization that good health is essential to a quality life. And that has come about to me so much the past few weeks while I was in pain. But I'm grateful for essential health. And then she says she's grateful for the uttering sound of the word gratitude and the strength that it brings to the ability to accomplish difficult physical tasks. That one, it hits me hard too. When you can't move or you've got a disability, just to be able to get up that day is a grateful thing to have. She's also thankful for grandparents and parents that instilled the powers of love, of discipline, and integrity that enables her and myself too in being a loving, positive influence on our children and their friends. She also says she's grateful for the natural talents that she has. And I don't know how much talent I have, but I'm grateful for every inch of it. And for a wacky sense of humor that brightens a day. We're all both thankful for a strong faith to make small differences in others' lives. Just small differences that others might not pick up on, but maybe something you say will help someone. Tell them that they have a nice jacket, or that you like their shoes, or their smile, or their eyes. It can make all the difference in the world. And then the following is the all-encompassing power of love. That is a strong one. For when you reach out and you love a person and give of yourself, your time, your talking, then you give something to the world. And that's how peace comes around. May there be peace in this world to all of you, from me. And and I ask that you give it back to those who are around you. So, Ma Gilmore here, gonna go eat some turkey. I bid you peace.
Good evening, Mr. Marty. I want to thank you for allowing me to share a special Thanksgiving tradition and to be on your program. And I wish you, your family, and everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. First of all, I have to show you my oldest son, Tony, tried autographing this in his youth, I guess. Yes, for sure. I guess that last line is supposed to be a Y for Tony. And you can see it is a Hallmark. And this is from November 1963. Now I have to try and open this one-handedly to demonstrate. I don't know what it is about my sons, but they felt the need to make their presence known for posterity. It isn't easy, you know. Okay, here we go. See, Chuck signed his. Now, the story is that this Hallmark pop-up actually was sold as a very large greeting card, I guess, because it came with an envelope. It's a bittersweet story for us older folks. As you know, John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22nd, 1963. And the whole country was in mourning as if a very close member of their own family had died. And I, along with the rest of the country, was extremely down and depressed. For some reason, I had to go to Barkus Pharmacy in Oak Lawn, where we lived in 1963. And I took my 3 kids with me. Teresa was 3.5, Tony was 2.5, Kathy was 1.5. Chuck was merely a glimmer in his father's eyes until 1967. That's why he wasn't in Barkus as part of this purchase. As you can see, it's a little worn and torn, but my family loves it, and I will say they never fight or care about material things, but this is something that each of them wishes they could have upon my leaving this world. This poor guy lost his head, but it had nothing to do. Where did he go? There he is, he's headless. Nothing to do with the Native Americans who were helping celebrate. Oops, there's another one, and another one. And there she is, she's happy, see? They're all happy and friendly, and no one is fighting. Only if we could go back to those days. This was such a shock, because our country really never had experienced, well, in my lifetime, anything this horrible. And I was so depressed and down, I thought I've got to find something to pick me up and perk me up. And then I saw this in the card aisle. It was something like $3.79, which was a lot of money in 1963, since my husband was the only gainfully employed in those days, as all husbands were, and the wives stayed home and did what wives should do. I can't figure that one out. Maybe the head has to be adjusted. I'll fix it, but not making everybody dizzy, maybe. Anyway, I was all of 25, and that was a lot of money. There she goes. He's got a head. Look at that, and it's held up high. So I bought this and have loved it ever since. Thank God there is no painful memory for my kids, and it does cheer me up every season, and I just wanted to share it with you because I love it. With all its dings and tears and signatures and headless people. So thanks again, Marty, Mr. Marty, I'm sorry, and happy Thanksgiving to you and all your family and all your viewers. Sincerely, Nonna Rosetta.
Turkey disaster number 2, which was told to me during my lifetime. I was there, but I was only 3. We lived in Salt Lake City, Utah, and my grandparents and my aunt had come to visit for the holidays. And while the turkey was in the oven, my aunt and the neighbor next door, who were teenagers of 14 and 15, were left to take care of me and to butter and baste and turn the turkey, while everybody else went off to ski. Well, these 2 girls really thought they were doing a great job, and they knew every 45 minutes they were to take the turkey out, they were to baste it, and then they were to turn it. Well, the first time they took it out of the oven, they set it on top of the stove and they basted it, and then they picked it up with 2 forks, and as they put it back in the pan, it went flying over their shoulders onto the floor. They looked at each other and they kind of giggled, and they thought, oh, well, we'll just put it back in the pan. And they did. Well, the next basting, 45 minutes later, and the turkey's a little more done, and they take it out, they baste it, and then they stick the forks in, and this time when they lifted it, it went flying again onto the floor. This time it cracked. Well, they picked it up, they put it back in the pan, they kind of patted it, and they put the cheesecloth on it, thinking, okay, this is gonna be good, we'll be fine, and put it back in the oven. Well, by the 3rd time, you would think that these 2 girls would know what they were doing and what they should not do. Well, they took it out of the oven. They set it up on the stove, they basted, they took out the cheesecloth and dipped it in, and were going to turn the turkey, and when they did, it went on the floor again. Massive pieces came off this time because the turkey was almost done. They looked at each other, giggled a little more, and picked it up, pieced it back, put the cheesecloth on, said a little prayer, put it back in. Well, by that time, dinner was ready. And the family came home from skiing all ready to eat their turkey dinner. And so the girls proceeded to get the turkey out, and my grandmother said, no, I'll put the turkey onto the plate. And she did, and it kind of held together, and she said to herself, oh, looks like it's pretty done. And so she took it to the table, and all along the girls were looking sheepishly at each other and kind of giggling, and the grandparents did not know what they were giggling about. And so Grandpa, who's the carver in the family, he went to carve it, and the turkey fell off the bones right in front of him. And he looked and he said, girls, this is a pretty well done turkey. And the girls burst out laughing, and Grandma said, what's going on? And they relayed that to them. Well, grandparents not too happy with the girls, but we all proceeded to eat that turkey. Even though it had been on the floor 3 times, never washed, and was as dry as a bone. So that's my turkey disaster. I bid you peace and eat the gobble gobble today. Bye.
Thanksgiving at the Langs, 1987, as read by Kate Vogel. This was the year it was finally my turn to host. My goal as a first-time hostess was for perfection. Oh, silly me. All were gathered, the buffet was ready to hold the feast. The tables were set with my grandmother's linens, china, crystal, and silver, and delicious aromas flowed throughout the house. All was perfect as happy chatter and football watching and hors d'oeuvres were passed out and drinks were refilled. And then it happened. Our budding chef, who had been solo cooking scrambled eggs and carefully watching and helping as we cooked since a little over the age of 2, now 3.5, decided to stealthily speed up the perfectly browning turkey. Why? He was snuggling on the sofa with his Oklahoma granddad, who said he was starving after the drive to Tulsa and wondered where the turkey would be ready. As that part of this tale was later shared by our son, he saw his grandmother and I were taking a little break. So he thoughtfully slipped into the kitchen and turned up the oven heat. A shiny dial of near doom. What I soon discovered was that he had turned the oven to 500 degrees. The aroma of that perfect turkey sure changed. Sure enough, and to some quiet, tearful dismay, the cooking bag was sticking to the quickly darkening breast of the bird of honor. It was out of the oven in a flash, and the bag was gently removed with the bits of skin. As I was pondering a remedy, well, in walked that same little chef, and he said the immortal and heart-melting words, "Look, Mommy, I helped you." How could I be mad? I was fussing about what to do when, with some amazing logic, he said, "Just put more butter on it." What was to lose at this point? Butter was gently rubbed on, uncovered, back to a 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. It went for a hopeful browning. It worked! Dinner was served and that turkey looked only a little worse for its ordeal. Our son innocently commented he was a big helper. Lots of laughter ensued as my mom told everyone the whole story. Yep, he really was a big helper. My heart overflowed with love. He taught me that perfect isn't always as we think it will be. Thankfully, it can be so much better.
Well, Anya, it's almost Thanksgiving. And why don't you show everybody what you made?
It's a turkey collar.
A turkey collar. You're a prize turkey caller. People don't realize that about Anya. The best turkey caller in this whole neighborhood, right?
Yep.
All right, should we do a song all about calling turkeys?
If you want to catch a turkey, I'll tell you what you gotta do. Sit deep in the woods, and if you're good, you call the turkey to you. What? We caught a moose.
A moose?
Our turkey call is too loose.
You better adjust that turkey caller.
If you want to catch a turkey, I'll tell you what you gotta do. Sit deep in the woods, and if you're good, you call the turkey to you. What? We caught a bear.
A bear?
Get him out of here.
No way, bear.
We want a turkey.
A big fat turkey.
If you want to catch a turkey, I'll tell you what you gotta do. Sit deep in the woods, and if you're good, you call the turkey to you.
All right.
What? We caught a wolf pack. What does our turkey call lack?
I don't know. You better adjust that a little more, that turkey call.
Let's try again.
Try again.
If you want to catch a turkey, I'll tell you what you gotta do. Sit deep in the woods, and if you're good, you call the turkey to you. What? An owl? Wrong fowl. Let's try again.
Yeah, you can't eat an owl for Thanksgiving.
It would be too feathery.
It's too feathery and just not right.
But a turkey is it's a bird. If you want to catch a turkey, I'll tell you what you gotta do. Sit deep in the woods, and if you're good, you call the turkey to you. What? We caught a turkey, Tom.
Yeah.
Our turkey call is spot on.
Yeah! All right, we got a big fat turkey.
Now that we caught the turkey, I forgot what we called him for. If you really want a turkey, it's better to call the store. It's better to call the store.
It's better to call the All right, look what I kept my harmonica warm for you. Here comes the train. Let the train go by. Ready?
Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for watching the show. We hope you enjoy the Mr. Marty Thanksgiving show. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for watching the show. We hope you enjoy the Mr. Marty Thanksgiving show.
Thanks for watching the 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 show. The Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for watching the show. The Mr. Marty. The Mr. Marty. The Mr. Marty Thanksgiving. 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 Show. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye-bye.
Marty Show. Marty Show.